I'm Lisa, and today I want to show you how to import an HTML email from Mailchimp into Drip. Now, those are the two email service providers that I recommend and I really like. And the reason is Mailchimp has really pretty layouts and a very nice drag and drop editor. There are other ones such as Campaign Monitor, MailerLite, and others that have really beautiful drag and drop email campaigns as well. But they're just not as powerful as Drip in terms of segmentation and automation and workflows and rules and things like that for when you want to get a little more advanced with your marketing list. So just going to show you today how to import the HTML from Mailchimp into Drip. Now there are other HTML email editors out there that you can import into, but I find them very difficult to use and I find Mailchimp to be the easiest. So the first thing you're going to want to do is step one is you need a list, a test list I call it, that just has one subscriber in it, which is probably just yourself, right? So I have a test list here with one subscriber and it's me. Then I go over and I create a campaign. So it's pretty easy. We're just going to call this test campaign or Drip demo. And campaign type, you'll just choose regular. Now, this is where you choose the list where you send it to, and I'm going to send it to my test list. I'm going to select next over here. Then I'm not going to worry about any of this because quite honestly, it doesn't matter. You're going to import the HTML into Drip. So you're just going to say next. Then I can pick out a template. Now, I can go ahead and pick one of these layouts, or I can pick a theme, and I can edit it, and I can do some drag and drop. But I'm going to assume you know how to do a drag and drop email editor, and I'm simply going to pick one of my templates that I already have designed. So I'll hit next here at the bottom. This looks good enough to me, and I'll hit next again. One thing I should mention over here in the design before we move on is there are short codes inside of Mailchimp. You cannot use those unless you're going to replace the HTML with the short codes in Drip, because remember, this email is ultimately being sent out via Drip, not via Mailchimp. So here where it says hi new friend, you could say hi Jennifer or hi Susan or whatever that subscriber's first name is, and use a short code. But if you use the short code in here in your design, it will not translate when it goes to Drip. Drip does not understand Mailchimp short codes and vice versa. So that's why I've left mine really generic to make it very easy. So don't worry about any of this either, because again, it's going to be sent out from Drip and not Mailchimp. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to send it. And do you want to send it? Yep, I want to send it now. All right. Our campaign has gone out to our one user. Now keep this page open. This is really important because you're going to need this URL here at the bottom later on. So instead, you're going to go over here to the little Mailchimp icon. You're going to right click and open in a new tab. And we're going to go back to that campaign we just sent out, the test for Drip, by clicking on it. And then I'm going to click over here where it says HTML source. I'll click once inside here in this text. I'll hit Control A to select all, and then Control C to copy this HTML. Now I'm ready to go into Drip and import this template. Over here in Drip, you are going to go to the settings over here at the top right, and you're going to select templates. Then you are going to create a new template. So we'll call this test demo template from Mailchimp. Now you'll see at the top, it has changed the name of this template. You're going to click over here on HTML, and you're going to go all the way to the bottom. Now you cannot delete the footer here. That's really important because otherwise this template will not work. It won't even let you save it inside Drip because it's required by law that it sends out the footer information on allowing people to unsubscribe via Drip. So obviously our HTML that we pasted allows you to unsubscribe via Mailchimp, but they're not in our list, so it will not work for it because of an error message, so we will delete that. So we're going to go over here about, I think it's line 101, where it says head, body. We're going to go up here to style, and we're just going to select all of this, and we are going to hit the delete button, and then we're going to do Control V and paste in the text from Mailchimp. All right, so now we need to clean up this text from Mailchimp. It's dropped us down to line 1138 because there was a lot of text. So I know if I scroll up that I do not need anything from Mailchimp on their footer. So copyright, here where it says star, it has a line and it says current year. All of this is short codes for Mailchimp, and it will not work inside of Drip. So I'm going to select it, and I'm actually just going to type in here 2017 Lisa Seifert. So that's done. Then over here, all of this on the bottom, our mailing address, this short code, we don't need this, the rewards for Mailchimp. So we can delete all this over to, remember we're at line 1138. So you might want to write that down if you think you can't remember it, and we're going to delete it. So there's a blank line there. I'm going to put a couple more blank lines so I remember where I was. There's a few other things we need to clean up. Remember when I told you earlier to save that one landing page after you sent out a successful campaign? That's this page, and it says view or share it. So at the very top of your email, it will say view this email in a browser. This is the link for that browser. So you are going to go ahead and copy this link, and you're going to paste it into your Drip email template. So we need to find it first. So if you scroll up to the top, there's a lot of styling, and it's kind of just a hunt and peck, but typically it is right around here at the top. So there's more formatting. So I've gone too far because I have some text in there. Here it is. So right here, it's about line 435. It says archive. And you can tell over to the right, it opens it up in a blank page and it says view this email in your browser. Now the only thing you want to delete is where it says, again, the star, the line, archive, the line, and the star. That's what you want to delete. And instead, I'm going to highlight that, hit the delete button, and then I'll hit Control V, and this is the URL from this page so that this will now open into the correct page. So that's pretty much all you need to do to ensure that you have imported this correctly. So we're going to go ahead and hit Save Template. Now it will say external style sheets are not supported. You can ignore this. Your external style sheets are actually in here. They're already embedded inside of here. It will just flag that error message anytime it sees this tag style. So if you click on preview, I can see now, here's my email from Mailchimp. It looks exactly the same. There's all of my images and all of my text. Now at the bottom, and this is a little weird and you should just ignore this, it will say some Latin over here, Bacum ipsum dolor. You can ignore this. I know at first you're going to panic and say, oh my God, I don't want my email to say that. Just as soon as it says Bacon ipsum dolor, this is just filler for the unsubscribe. So you can just ignore that. If you want to make any other changes, you will have to hunt and peck around till you see that information over here. But just a general rule of thumb, you want to make sure your email is pretty much perfect in Mailchimp before you import it over, because remember, any changes you make here, when they click on view this email in a new template, so let's go ahead and open this, or in not a new template, into a new browser, it's not going to match if you've changed some of the text. So you can't really change this. It will say Mailchimp at the bottom, but it's not really a big deal. I found that my click-through rate for actually selecting that option to view the email in a browser is less than 0.5%. So yes, it's possible some people will click that, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. All right, so how do you actually send this out as an email? So now that you've saved this as a template, you can do a campaign, or you can do a broadcast within Drip. We're going to do a broadcast. So let's say that we want to do a new broadcast email, and we're going to say test broadcast. Now, here's the weird part. When you want to find it, when you go to email, you are going to have to click over here on the third option, which is preview, and it says you are currently using the simple template. You have to change that. And over here is the drop-down list, and we can see our demo template from Mailchimp, and there it is. And we'll say update template, and now your preview is correct. If you want to change this again, you can say change this over here, and you can say next, and then send out your campaign, but I'm not going to actually send it because I don't want to send it. It's just a test for you. So let me know if you have any questions. I hope that helped. I found this very confusing and had to go back and forth with tech support a few times so I could get this up and running. But you can also put this in a campaign as well. Same method. You can do a new drip campaign, test campaign. And then over here, when you click on emails and you say start from scratch, same thing, you'll see the same screen, you'll click preview, and you'll say change all emails for this campaign. Now, the only thing that's a little weird is that once I change all emails for this campaign, every single email I have within this campaign, because sometimes you have a 4-email campaign, all have this exact same template. So that is an issue. I have another video that will help solve that for you. I'll leave the link below. But I think this works very well if you just have a 1-email campaign, or if you're sending out a broadcast. All right, thanks, and I will talk to you soon.